our global study has been recently published in the Journal of American Medical Association, which ranks among 3 most prominent and impactful journals in the field of clinical medicine. We have conducted a global trial across 4 continents, which included predominantly centers from the United States of America and Canada, of the order of 40 centers, however, also included 11 patients outside of the United States, and we have been very grateful that we have been chosen as one of the centers here in ICAM at Prague. On top of that, I have been appointed as a member of the steering committee, which is assigned to design and oversight the overall conduct of the studies throughout the whole process, and then come up with the conclusions of such an international trial. I've been also very happy that given our participation as a center, we could appoint Dr. Ivak to be the principal investigator for our side here at Prague. As a preamble to the study, I should highlight that the study has included the patients on left ventricular assist devices, so which are the pumps which are implanted to the heart of the patient and which restore the full circulatory support in patients who are otherwise optionless and in end-stage heart failure, who are not eligible for immediate transplant, for instance, and this is the population we have studied. Here should be mentioned that all legacy devices in previous generations have been associated with significant burden of complications, which are called as hemocompatibility-related adverse events. Translated to the regular language, it includes both thrombotic complications related to the clotting of the pump and other parts of the patient's body, but also the bleeding complications on the other side of the spectrum. These bleeding complications were, at least in part, influenced by a need for antithrombotic therapy, which means the thinning of the blood. As the answer to this challenge, the latest generation of fully magnetically levitated pumps, represented by the HeartMate 3 assist device, have been designed very specifically with a rotor which is bearingless, has minimal friction, and seem to be more friendly to the blood components. And by virtue, this has been confirmed and approved by the previous study. The most robust one was the Momentum 3 randomized trial. And we could find out that this clinical challenge has been addressed by the industry appropriately, as there was significant reduction in the complications in this hemocompatibility-related domain. The pump thrombosis has been almost eradicated. The strokes were reduced significantly. Nonetheless, the risk of bleeding complications still persisted. This higher degree of thromboresistance could allow us to formulate a hypothesis that given this higher degree of thromboresistance, we could potentially safely, reduce the intensity of antithrombotic regimen in these patients and further decrease a risk of bleeding complications. That being said, we have randomized in this trial 628 patients to 2 arms, one with conventional antithrombotic regimen, including both warfarin and aspirin, and those patients in the other arm who have been only on warfarin, and aspirin has been replaced by placebo. And now, most importantly, so what were the results of our trial? We could first corroborate on the fact that this approach was by far not inferior to the regular best standard of care as it was till today, or probably yesterday, in contrast to the patients who have been left with warfarin alone. But very importantly, this change in the strategy could lead to almost 40% reduction in bleeding complications. And as I refer to bleeding complications, I don't mean benign bleeding complications. I mean major bleeding complications which bring patients back to the hospital for hospitalization and requires further investigation along with the transfusions of blood. which is very significant in terms of the morbidity of the patients and also bringing them higher quality of life while being on the device. Along with this major analysis, clinical analysis, we have also conducted cost effectiveness analysis. And here should be pointed out that I will refer to the data from the United States. As one single rehospitalization of such patient on assist device cost $13.5 thousand. The data or the cost in Prague is little less, but we are still speaking within the same order. So that being said, it means that the contribution in clinical part has been also coupled with a significant contribution to the overall healthcare patients management within the healthcare systems. And the last things to mention, not all the trials bring immediate answer or change in the best practices in our patients. And this is probably the most exciting thing, that we have been able to immediately deliver the change in the best practices to our patients' populations. And as of today, the patients, the worldwide patients, are now transitioned to the new protocol, which we have proven to be, by evidence, very safe and bringing the additional value for our patients.